Have you ever doubted your reality? Have you ever wondered if you're crazy? What if I told you there's a psychological trick that can make you doubt everything you think you know? Welcome to the world of gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation and emotional abuse that causes you to question your own reality, leaving you feeling confused, disoriented, and doubting your own sanity, making it difficult to distinguish between the truth and lies. Gaslighting can happen in any relationship, whether it's with a romantic partner, family member, friend, or even a colleague. Master manipulators utilize it as a tactic to seize control, leaving their victims defenseless and confused. But the good news is, there are ways to recognize it and protect yourself. In this video, we'll explore what gaslighting is, how it works, and most importantly, how you can break free from its grip. Whether you're a survivor of gaslighting or simply curious about this topic, this video is for you. So, sit back, grab a notebook, and let's dive in. First, let's understand just what gaslighting is. Gaslighting is a form of emotional manipulation where one person tries to control another person by doing and saying things to make the person think they're crazy. Sisters, that's the gist of it. And let's make this personal. The person doing the gaslighting is trying to make you doubt your judgment, recollections, and even your own sanity. All of this in a warped attempt to gain power and influence over you. This usually starts with them first telling little lies, or by twisting the facts to suit their purposes. The intent of a gaslighter is to get you to doubt yourself, your judgment and your sanity, and to get you to trust them. Now, for the sake of this video, we're going to discuss gaslighting from the relationship of you and your significant. Yet keep in mind that you can, and some of you are, being gaslit by someone other than a significant other. You're unfortunately being gaslit by a parent, sibling, relative, best friend, or co-worker. So let's begin with some common tactics a gaslighter may be using on you, right now. And keep in mind that gaslighting typically begins gradually, over time, and it can be so subtle that you don't even realize it until he's got you so off kilter that you actually think there's something wrong with you. First, he gets you to question reality. Even if you know in your bones that something happened, and it happened the way you believe it did, he'll come up with all types of manufactured evidence to show you you're wrong, or he may twist the facts to suit his purposes. He may initially be nice and sweet about it, which is why you're questioning your recollection of the event and not his. He's being sweet about it, and he loves you, of course it's you. You start to feel that something is wrong with you, and you feel guilty for not believing him in the beginning. Then it escalates to where he's blaming you outright for mistakes he made, or for actions he was responsible for, like paying a particular bill, picking something or someone up, or dropping something off. It's your fault it didn't happen. Either you said you were going to do it, or you never told him about it in the first place. And if you balk at his treatment, the continuous blaming and criticisms, he'll accuse you of being overly sensitive, ungrateful, stupid, or crazy. Then, and this is one of the more unnerving actions, and that's, he'll work on isolating you from family and close friends. He's purposely doing this to make you more reliant on him and more susceptible to continued control and manipulation. Can't you see that this is mental and emotional abuse? The belittling, name-calling, put-downs, and other forms of intimidation to make you feel small and to doubt your own worth. Please understand this, sisters, and that's, gaslighting is a deliberate, purposeful, and often calculating behavior that the gaslighter is expressly using to gain power and control over you. It's just that simple, and it bears repeating. This is all about power and control. And the gaslighter in your life will use whatever means, and variety of tactics, to achieve his warped goals. I'll say this now and likely say it again. If you suspect that you or someone you know is being gaslighted, it's important to seek help and support from a trusted friend, family member, or from a qualified professional. We're supporters of no woman trying to do something or anything alone, especially something like this, which is why we're such advocates of a village-type mentality. We wholeheartedly feel that we women need a village of other women who have walked the road we're on and don't mind walking a few miles with us. Now let's continue And this part may be a little difficult for you to hear, but you have to entertain the idea that the gaslighter in your life handpicked you. And he handpicked you because he saw something in you that made you his perfect target. Someone he could easily manipulate and control. Likely, what drew him to you was that he saw you have low or poor self-esteem. Now hear us, we're not saying this to blame you or justify his targeting you, or to make you feel bad. No one has the right to use a perceived weakness against someone, as a means of hurting them. That's just downright despicable. As a truth, most of us women have, at some time or times in our lives, had poor or low self-esteem. I know I have. Times during middle school, half of high school, and other times in my life, when I didn't think so well of me. I would have been a prime target for any guy showing me the least bit of attention, telling me nice things about myself, and that he liked or loved me. I would have dove right in. So don't you feel bad you've been victimized. Don't you dare. Like myself, and others, low self-esteem resulted in you having a bad opinion of yourself, mixed in with feelings of worthlessness, inadequacy, and a lack of confidence. Over time you may have developed this unwavering conviction that you're damaged, defective, and unworthy. Can't you see how having low self-esteem made you the perfect target for a gaslighter? Low self-esteem had completely clouded your perception of who you are, with you overemphasizing on dozens of perceived flaws, rather than recognizing your talents, abilities, accomplishments, and potential. Keep in mind that the gaslighter is all about keeping you under his thumb and control. Someone who truly loves and cares about you wants the complete opposite. He makes you feel worthy, confident, and accepted, just the way you are. He leaves you with a positive and loving image of yourself, seeing great things in you that you've never seen yourself. He builds you up, gives you confidence, and supports you with encouragement and faith. He genuinely loves you, and you know and feel it. He leaves you with a sense of your value and worth. See the difference? The gaslighter in your life is slowly tearing you down, instead of building you up. He keeps you dependent on him, making you more inclined to accept his version of reality, while slowly, over time causing you to question your very sanity. And really, what choices do you feel you have, when you're dependent on him for all emotional and financial support? Then what can further make you susceptible to a gaslighter is a history of trauma, which left you prone to doubting your own judgment. Or you don't have a solid network of family and friends, which left you feeling alone and in need of support and affirmation. Maybe there's cultural or societal factors that make it challenging for you, as a woman, to speak up or challenge authority. Maybe your culture places a higher importance on compliance and conformity than your well-being and comfort. Here are sisters, it's critical to remember that anyone, regardless of background or personality, social standing or past, is susceptible to gaslighting. All of us are. On our very worst days and times in our lives, we are all susceptible to being hurt and used in this way. Now, how can you protect yourself from being gaslighted? Number 1, you've got to trust your gut and listen to it. Don't let anyone ever talk you out of believing your emotions, or persuade you that you're overreacting or reacting too strongly concerning something. Listen, sisters, people don't have to agree with how we feel, but they shouldn't dismiss our feelings, understand? Learn to trust you. Have faith in you, your own self, and your own person. Then, as we've said before, get support. Talk this out with a family member, or close friend, or even a mental health professional. A therapist can help you to develop coping strategies and work through any trauma you may have experienced as a result of having been gaslit. It can further be very beneficial for you to have someone to validate your experiences with the gaslighter and provide support. Remember, you have the right to feel safe and respected in all your relationships. If someone is gaslighting you, it's not your fault. Then what can you do if you realize you're being gaslighted? You've done a lot by recognizing this crucial first step. It took a lot for you to acknowledge this, and then dare to voice it in your own head. Remind yourself of what you already know to be true, what you've seen, and what you believe. Then follow your gut. Listen, sisters, no two people agree all the time, on every little thing. They just don't. I don't care how long you've been in the relationship, or how close you supposedly are. We all have our own personal, independent thoughts and beliefs. And being in a relationship doesn't mean that one party all of a sudden loses their brain function and capacity to think for themselves, and has to take on the thoughts, beliefs, and personality of the other person. You need to think long and hard concerning any relationship with a significant family or friend that requires this of you, to be in relationship with them. Don't lose faith in you and in your own observations and convictions. Remind yourself of what you already know to be true, your truth as it were, and again, listen to your gut. Then if it's safe for you, consider having an honest conversation with the person. This type of conversation can be easier with a family member, friend, or co-worker who's trying to undermine you on the job. These relationships have a tendency to not delve into something violent, the way it potentially can with a significant. With regard to a gaslighting family member, friend, or co-worker, you want to consider setting boundaries, telling the other person the expectations you have concerning their behavior, and making sure they understand you. Seriously talk it out. Then, if nothing changes, you may want to consider stepping back from the relationship a bit, cutting off all communication with the person, or ending the relationship entirely. Keep in mind, this is about you and your mental health and safety. We are always cautious here to not tell someone to stay in a relationship or to leave a relationship. Before you make this type of decision, we advise that you speak with a trusted friend, family member, or therapist. Someone who's close to you, who can physically sit down with you, talk it all out, and then be with you and present throughout whatever decision you make. You never want to make such a crucial decision, any decision for that matter, based solely upon watching a video. With that, thanks for watching, and stay safe and strong. Until next time.